Self-improvement scams you out of success. And I know you may disagree, but I've developed a problem with the self-improvement community. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for self-improvement, but there's one thing that's been bothering me for quite a while, and that's to do with the business side of it. What I've learned is that business and self-improvement just aren't the same. And if you're like me, you would have been introduced to business through self-improvement. Like thousands of others out there, you started learning a skill because of it. However, we all did something wrong. We all made one crucial mistake that can cost us our future, and it all started with self-improvement. Now you're probably wondering what mistake you've been making all this time, and I'm here to tell you what that mistake is and how you can fix it in order to guarantee your success in the future. But before I tell you, we have to go back to the beginning of your self-improvement journey. The time where you stumbled across Hamza or someone else and out of pure curiosity you clicked their video. But something was itching as you were watching it. It was like you actually agreed with what they were saying. Or rather, they were putting into words what you were already thinking. And as you came to that realization, you were instantly hooked. You started an unhealthy consumption of self-improvement content. And day by day you were implementing more and more habits. Clean diet, water consumption, meditation, journaling, reading, cold showers, working out, to the point your whole calendar was filled with quality of life productivity. And as good as that may sound, that same routine will ruin your business and cost you your future. But why exactly is that? Before we get into it, we first need to understand a few key things. Number one, the concept of a habit. According to the Oxford Dictionary, a habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. And according to many studies, it only takes 21 days to create a habit. This means if you've been on self-improvement for 21 days consistently, the process of waking up early and going through your daily routine is bearable. Yes, it's bearable. It's not easy. That's because you haven't actually built a lifestyle yet. All you've done is got used to the process. And surprisingly, it takes 90 days to build that way of life. So if you do the math, it takes 69 days to turn a habit into a lifestyle. And if you're currently in that 69-day period, then you're in luck. But if you're past the 90-day mark, then, well, you've got a problem. And this leads us into number two, the self-improvement routine. The average self-improvement man spends every waking second doing something productive. He wakes up, meditates, journals, cold showers, trains, eats eggs, reads, and the list goes on until he literally falls asleep. But he always feels like he's missing something. He always feels like he needs to spend more time doing something. And that something is his business. He finds that day after day he starts working on his business after 5 waking hours. And he starts to question if he should reorder his schedule in order to optimize his business. But that just seems to never work, as he always finds himself spending less time on his business than he actually wants to. And that's why being past the 90-day mark is a problem. You're already accustomed to a new lifestyle and it's hard for you to adapt to optimize something else. This means if you were to try and change your lifestyle to optimize business, it will be like an average degenerate trying to hop on self-improvement. And that's just easier said than done. Now, this leads us back to our original question. Why will your self-improvement routine ruin your business? To be honest, the answer is simple. If you've understood the previous points, you've most likely already found out the answer. And the answer is, the self-improvement routine is solely focused on improving yourself. And it does not include improving your business. So if you truly want to scale your business and become successful, then you undoubtedly have to prioritize it. And this leads us into one final question. How? How do I prioritize my business? How do I alter my self-improvement mindset? How do I know what to keep in my routine? Just how? Now, let's go through the process together. Let's say this is my daily routine. And as you can see, it takes me 4 hours and 45 minutes to get to my business. And we don't want that. So what we're going to do is move the business all the way to the top of the schedule. And now we can select a few things that aren't necessarily more important than your business, but it's just more logical to do them first and get them out of the way. So once you've selected what you feel like has to be gotten out of the way, then just reorder your schedule accordingly. But as you can see, it still takes quite a few time before we actually start our business. So what you want to do is cut down any unnecessary time that you're spending on these extra activities. And as expected, I went from waiting 5 hours to start my business to only waiting an hour and a half. And now you can spend as much time on your business as you need, instead of worrying about other little things. And obviously you can still do everything else in your schedule, but just make sure to actually prioritize your business. But wait, surely there's a way to create an actual business routine.